Greetings, vloggers, bloggers, followers, and podders. My name is Dustin. I'm here from Dustin's Dynasty. Today, we're going to talk about suicide awareness and hotlines. So, I feel it's a very relevant topic in our area. So, I feel I've had a lot of training on it this week. I'm not a training expert, but I feel that I need to relay the information so that if somebody needs help, they can get it. And today I want to leave you first with a warning, and then I'm going to pause the video and switch over to my other websites so that you can know if you get help. So I want to first start by saying that this video includes a frank discussion about topics including suicide. So if you feel you need to step away from the presentation at any time, please do so. And if any time you don't feel safe, please leave the situation immediately. And with that being said, I'm going to start to talk a bit. So I'm going to stop to share my screen. And I'm going to talk with you for a moment on what I've learned and some things that may help you. Now, I want to assure you again that I am not a certified trainer and that I just want to share what can help. So as part of this, you want to question the person about if they have these feelings. Some warning signs include having threats if they've attempted, having any abuse of drugs and alcohol, if they state they want to deserve to die, sudden changes in behavior, prolonged depression, if they make final arrangements like at a funeral home, if they are giving away their prized possessions or purchasing a weapon or stockpiling medicines. With that being said, I want to ensure people that most police departments and hospitals nowadays have places up to dispose of medication. So if you have any issues with having excessive amounts of medication, I would suggest that you contact your local your local police or hospital, so that you can find a wonderful place to deposit those items. Just want to mention on a side note, this is from a bridge. I took this photo this morning while doing some self-care, and I wasn't having ideations, and I want to make that very clear. But what I want to make clear is there have been suicides attempted from bridges in all places. I feel personally, not only as an autistic self-advocate, but I feel that also as a mental health advocate, that I need to do my part and educate, but also advocate for things so we have people aware when when we're crossing bridges, of people who may have feelings of suicide or ideations or plans or because they do happen, and I feel that there needs to be more education. And I do know in some parts of the eastern part of my state they are putting netting on bridges, and they have been talking about it in some parts of the central and western part of my state. So kudos to them. Now, if there's no further ado, I'm going to share my resources. No, I'm sorry. Before that, I would like to share some tips. So, question: if the person's thinking about it, question about it. Do they have thoughts, feelings, plans? Don't be afraid to ask. Persuade the person to get help. Listen carefully. Then say, "Let me help," or "Come with me to find help." And if all else fails, refer for help. If such as a child or an adolescent, any adult or parent, call your minister, rabbi, tribal elder, teacher, coach, counselor. Call the resource numbers call any of the resource numbers that I will have included in this description of this video. So if you want to save a life, here's some key tips. Realize that someone may very well be suicidal. Reach out. Ask the suicide questions. Does not increase risk. Listen. talking things out can save a life, and they have for me. Don't try to do everything yourself. Get others involved too. Don't promise secrecy, and don't worry about being disloyal. If persuasion fails, call your mental health center, local hotline, or emergency services. If you believe someone is in the process of making an attempt, please, by all means, call 911. So without further ado now, we will be going into sharing the screen of resources that I would like to share. So please, let me switch over to that. And start with the Suicide Prevention Lifeline. So, hotline or Lifeline, there's Suicide Prevention Hotline and Lifeline. They're about the same thing. If you go to Google and just type Suicide Prevention Hotline, that will come up. You can click the chat button or the official website. For the sake of credit, we're going to go into the official website here, and I'll show you that. So there's different avenues of venues. There's also, if you click the Get Help on the top left bar next to the Suicide Prevention logo, you can go in and you can see the different sources. You know, there's the Lifeline, and you can chat with them. If there's also a relay through 711 if you are deaf or hard of hearing. Additionally, there's a Spanish-speaking lifeline and a veterans crisis lifeline, which you can also chat as well. There's a disaster distress hotline as well. First, I want to leave with the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. I want to verbalize it. It is 1-800-273-8255, 1-800-273-TALK, 1-800-273-8255. I just think that's very important to say it out loud, and so you can hear it. So that's very important to know. And of course, there's a chat session. So you don't want to chat unless you really, I mean, there's a way you can chat, and it talks about, there's some questions to answer, and, you know, all conversations are confidential as always. So that's very important. The next resource I want to share to you is the CrisisText Line. That is www.crisistextline.org. And I'm going to relay some text information. As always, if you go to CrisisTextLine.org or you search them through Facebook Messenger, you will see that you can message them directly through the Messenger app on your Facebook. In a crisis, text HOME to 741-741 in the United States or Canada. Again, that is HOME to 741-741. The same HOME to in the UK to 85258, 85258 in the UK. Lastly, in Ireland, you can text 50808 using HOME as the message. HOME to 50808 in the country of Ireland. So just make sure those things, if you're any of those countries, you know, or you can just go through the crisis text line at CrisisTextLine.org. Lastly, because we have such an inundating LGBT plus population that is in need, and especially LGBTs individuals of 16 to 24. I want to put a plug in for the Trevor Project. Their website is thetrevorproject.org, and there's a telephone number. They're there 24/7. Is 1-866-488-7386. Again, that's 1-866-488-7386. As you see at the top of their bar where I'm sharing the screen, you can text. That text is, I'll pull it up here just a second. You can also chat them online if you can chat on a computer. But the Trevor text is start to 678-678. Again, for Trevor text, start to 678-678. Like I said prior to the start of this session, The resources will be all listed on the description of this video, and will be included on a page on DustinsDynastyUSA.com. If you appreciated this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to hear more of my videos, please be sure to hit a notification bell. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider giving it a subscribe. It only takes a second. As always, like, follow, and subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Dustin's Dynasty, TikTok, and Pinterest at Dustin's Dynasty ASD. I'm also have a podcast on many streaming platforms, including Spotify at Dustin's Dynasty ASD. I want to thank everyone and have a good night and be safe.